Hey recruiters, Jennifer Tardy here, and welcome to Diversity Recruiter Central, where I teach you everything that you need to know about diversity recruiting, except those ridiculous Boolean string searches. So I'm excited to bring you another episode today. In today's episode, we are talking all about what inclusion means to job seekers and why it's important to you, or why it should be important to you. And at the very end, I will bring to you the segment for Diversity Recruiter 911, where I, yes, me, Jennifer Tardy, will answer your diversity recruiting related questions live. So stick around, you don't want to miss it. Let's get started. So I bet you're wondering, what's in it for me? Here's what's in it for you in watching this video or in learning about inclusion from a job seeker's perspective. Inclusion is a magnet for diversity. The more job seekers feel that they can bring their whole selves to work, and that I'll go into all of the inclusive measures in a second, but the more job seekers feel that you have an inclusive environment, the more it opens doors to people of all experiences, of all backgrounds, races, gender identities, to want to join your organization. So this is why it should be important to you, because it makes your job a hell of a lot easier. Okay, let's jump into it. Pause. Before we jump into it, please tell me that you watched last week's video. Last week's video, well, I share with you the 3 main reasons why your organization could be losing job seekers. If you haven't watched the video, you need to go and watch the video now. No, not now, after you watch this video. Okay, so now, as promised, let's jump into this. Number 1, inclusion to job seekers who are underrepresented means that they can grow and develop within this workplace. And not only can they grow and develop in this workplace, there are vast opportunities to be able to do it at an equal rate as people who are not underrepresented within your organization. Inclusion means that employees can grow and prosper and get promotions and move up and have access to resources that they need to be able to stretch themselves, have access to visible projects, have access to anything that affects their ability to grow and be successful there. Number 2, inclusion means that underrepresented individuals in your workplace have equitable access to tribes, clubs, associations, and networks that all happen within your organization. And the only way that they can have access to these is if it's public and if it feels inclusive. If people are inviting them in, if people are connecting them to these networks, the same way everybody else has these opportunities. Job seekers want to know that if I enter your environment, will I be included in these key networks, especially those key networks that afford people the opportunity to get on visible projects, to get to know about positions that are posted, to get to know leaders within the organization and decision makers in the organization, to get to have mentors and sponsors. Job seekers want to know that that's available to them as well. That's what inclusion means to them. While we're talking about the environment and being able to fit into different networks and associations and tribes within the organization, I want to make sure that you had an opportunity to check out episode 6, where we talk about cultural fit, because in that video, we really dive deeply into helping recruiters understand what that whole term means, how it's supposed to be used, and ways that we're using it incorrectly. So if you haven't checked it out, then you should probably go and check out that video. Number 3, inclusion to underrepresented job seekers means that they will have a voice. Now, let me be very specific on what it means when I say that they will have a voice. It means that someone who is a member of a historically underrepresented population can voice their thoughts on matters without feeling like those thoughts are being overly generalized, marginalized, without feeling like they're going to be penalized or even stereotyped about it. Having a voice within the organization means that a person can speak up and be heard in that moment, and that it doesn't take someone else who's in that same meeting speaking on their behalf to get the same message to get the same message across. That's what having a voice means. And so to walk back through what inclusion means to job seekers who are saying that, hey, I want to make sure that I work for an inclusive organization, it means that people feel like they can grow and develop in the workplace. It means that people feel like they have access to these tribes and networks and associations. And it means that people feel like they have a voice in your organization too. So if you know that you already have an organization like this, as a recruiter who's selling the organization, it's great to be able to speak to these factors. If you are a part of the onboarding process, it's great to be able to make sure that people have the right connections when they start working for your organization as well too, and that they're connected to the right people like mentors who also can take a stake in helping them grow and helping them to better navigate the organization in particular. Which also takes me into our recruiter question that was submitted. And the question is, how can I use inclusion in my marketing tactics? So going back to what I was saying a second ago, you can, if your organization is known for positively and creating an inclusive work environment, talk about some of those examples of how your organization does that. How do your employees feel when your employees are saying, hey, this is a great environment. I do feel like I can bring my whole self to work. Why are they feeling that way? What are some examples? And use those examples when you're talking to job seekers in general, and share with them examples of why your organization is inclusive. If you can get testimonials from people who want to offer testimonials that you can put in your marketing materials, do that as well too. That is an excellent way of being able to sell your organization. Now, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, which is helping you to really understand how job seekers really look at inclusive environments and how they define it on their end. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll also enjoy, if you haven't already downloaded this, our free PDF guide, and it's 10 innovative ways to increase workplace diversity without using ridiculous Boolean string searches. We don't want to use those here. We ban the Boolean here. So if you like this video, then come back for next week, because I'm going to talk about some additional diversity recruitment best practices. But it's a two-part series where next week's video talks about whose buy-in must you have before you start your diversity recruitment model. And it's really important that you check this out. In the video after that, we're going to talk about what needs to be in place before you start recruiting. So next week's video is who, and the video after that is what. So I can't wait to do that two-part series. Again, I'm Jennifer Tardy. I'm your diversity recruitment leader, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye. Hey recruiters, if you like this video, we have others coming your way each Thursday. So subscribe to our channel and click the bell to be notified as new videos get posted. Don't forget, leave us your recruiter questions for a chance to be spotlighted in an upcoming video. Don't forget about our other channel for job seekers. And as always, in order for our workplaces to be underrepresented no more, we all have to listen, engage, apply, repeat, now, learn. I'll talk to you next time.